Scary.
Live. All right. Thank you for joining us.
Yeah.
This is a special edition. This is a special edition of Com Nation because we've partnered tonight with the Baltimore Comic-Con, and tonight we've got prizes.
Woo-woo.
Fabulous prizes.
Yes. Including
So
Sunday
fabulous. All right. Have some fun. So tonight we are talking about World's Finest, which is a lovely comic that you should go read if you haven't already. It's got everybody's favorite DC characters. It's got Batman, it's got Superman, there, and there's some stuff that goes on. It's wonderful.
Some guest stars.
It's sort of, and it's written by the lovely and talented Mark Waid.
Yeah.
Who's our guest tonight. Yay!
I'm not sure if we give you lovely, but I'll take talented. Okay.
There you go. Now, if you're watching us live, and only if you're watching us live, go to crowd.live, plug in the code. That's the way you win the prizes. Got it?
Or scan the QR code and play along.
Et cetera, et cetera, et cetera.
Yep.
You will be asked for details. Again, we're going to try to give prizes out to people.
Yeah.
So, Anyway, so let's get started. Now, Siegel and Schuster's first Superman story was published when? When? Do you know this one, Mark?
I do.
Okay, hit me.
The answer is 1933. Tricky
Correct.
Question. Yeah.
I know. It's like everyone knows that, Siegel and Schuster, started with Action Comics #1, but this was what? This was years before.
This was years before, as Siegel and Schuster teamed up for a prose story in Siegel's fanzine called The Reign of the Superman, about a villain who gets superpowers.
Yeah. And this villain who called himself Superman, he was evil, he was bald.
Yeah.
Really?
Hey, Mark, for no additional points,
yep.
Who coined the word Superman?
Friedrich Nietzsche?
Close. It was Superman in English comes from George Bernard Shaw, who coined it in 1903 with his play Man and Superman. But he was referring to the German philosophy around the term Übermensch, which it actually was first appeared in German philosophy in the 1500s. But Nietzsche made it famous.
Yeah,
you didn't say that would be on the test, but okay.
It's kind of a niche market, but
No.
Yeah.
Mom, come pick me up. Pick me up. They're just being terrible.
Oh, and
you
we're
have no
just
idea.
getting started. Yes. Now, again, we're talking about Superman. Superman's been around for a while. There's been a lot of Superman stuff. There's been Superman movies. There's been Superman TV shows. What has there never been?
It's never been.
Ever. Mark?
The answer, alas, is tequila.
Who needs super tequila?
There has been an ice cream.
Yes.
There has been a Broadway musical in 1966 that has been done in revivals all over the U.S. over the years.
Have you ever seen it? It's horrible. I mean,
I know. It's Olympic level bad. I know, but it has its charms. And Roberto Aguirre-Sacasa actually did an update of it a little while. And they performed that a few times, and it was actually pretty good.
I'm only familiar with the version that's on YouTube, and I need Superman.
No, that is really bad.
I need Superman tequila to get through it.
Yeah.
So, and the puppet shows were not really official, but they exist, so I count them.
Well, there were official. No, there were official ones in the 1940s at Macy's.
That's true.
And Macy's during a big Superman push there around Christmas time.
Okay. Cool. But who was pulling their strings? Anyway, now let's start talking about Batman because he's part of this as well.
Yes.
This is where we do math because we know, or at least you know, that Batman was Detective Comics 27 in March 37, which was a cover date on the first ever Detective Comics issue.
The first issue.
First issue.
If you work the calendar math,
27 minus.
carry the 2.
Mark?
That answer would be March 1937.
Yeah.
Okay. And yeah, Batman, once he debuted in Detective Comics, he was like the most popular character.
Right.
But
that was issue 27, which was May of 1938. So like you said, subtract, work backward, and you'll get March 1937.
Yeah.
correct. Now, for no additional points, and again, this is part I didn't say, can you name any of the detectives in Detective Comics in the first issue?
Sure. There is Slam Bradley. There is a
Yes.
spy. There is
The spy was Bart Regan.
that's right. There was I believe a Fu Manchu strip.
There was.
I don't know. I was there?
Yeah, there's a Sax
was-
Romer story in there. I remember that.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thanks for bringing it up there. And
I love Fu Manchu stuff, so I'm
and many others.
Speed Saunders, who what was like the cousin of Shira Saunders,
Yep.
and Bruce Nelson.
Again, they were just the comics were like a minute and a half old at that point. They were just putting down
Yeah.
anything they could think of. Yep.
But my
throw it all against the
favorite,
wall and see what sticks.
my favorite was Gumshoe Gus, which was apparently a comedy detective series.
Nice.
Who knew?
But, you know. Yeah. But hey, Slam Bradley.
But again, Superman and Batman together.
Mhm.
When's the first time they were on the cover, a book cover? Which book were they on the cover of? Mark, do you know? You know this one.
I know this one. This would be World's Fair Comics.
Yes. World's Fair Comics number 2.
Mm-hmm. Superman alone was on the cover of number 1, and then number 2 had the two of them together. It was a big.
It was, and Robin was there too.
Robin was there too, exactly. So they did not appear in the stories together. They did not appear in the stories until All-Star number 7, a little while later.
Okay.
Together, but not really working together. Just here we are together on panel.
Well, they both went in World's Fair Comics. They both went to the World's Fair.
But
like,
not in the same.
they didn't run into each other.
Exactly, not sharing the same adventure.
Yep.
Yeah.
Didn't stop
Which
for
is
ice cream
like,
or anything.
it was such a novel idea. It was such a novel idea back then. It was just like never would have happened.
No.
And now it's like, well, how could it not?
God, I hope I didn't accidentally give away a future question. Tell me I didn't.
Nah.
Okay, good.
Because, at this point, we'd like to start talking about your story.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, in World's Finest, Poison Ivy is attacking where? Since you wrote this, I really think you would know it. Let me know.
You would be surprised at how few comics writers remember the things they actually wrote. But in this case, I remember it was the Daily Planet.
Why was she beaten up on the Daily Planet where,
She was really there to draw Superman into the fray so that
other people
could involve themselves. Yes.
Other people.
Crafty.
This person, I'm thinking, calls themselves Poison Ivy's partner. And, it's not Harley Quinn. Who is it?
It's that sneaky devil.
It's that sneaky devil.
Metallo.
Yes.
The man with the red kryptonite heart.
I know. Now, Mark, I don't recall Metallo and Poison Ivy being like a common pairing. So
no. That's actually the whole
Did you
thing
play-
about World's Finest to me is taking characters that you don't normally see teamed up with each other, villains, heroes, combinations that you're not used to seeing. That's the fun part for me.
And there was a lot of that, and it was fun.
Mhm.
Now, Metallo, talking about Metallo, which of these hasn't been a Metallo alter ego? Which? Which one?
I'm pretty sure it's Dallas Corbin.
Yes.
Okay.
Multipass.
Yes. Multipass. Corbin Dallas multipass.
Now, for no additional points, this is Metallo with 2 L's in the name.
Mm-hmm.
Then there's Metallo with 1 L in the name.
Mm-hmm.
Who was the Metallo with 1 L in the name?
He appeared in World's Finest #6 in the Superman story there. And his name will come to me as soon as a noise comes along loud enough to drown me out.
George Grant.
That's what I was going to say.
Yes, I know. Yeah, so he had a metal super suit.
Right.
You know, metal, get it?
He was the first. He was the first actual super villain that Superman ever fought.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
But
right. That makes sense.
You know,
it wasn't just a guy in a lab coat. Yeah.
But he was he was gone in a minute though.
Yeah.
Now, you mentioned kryptonite before, but there's a lot of different kryptonites. Which kryptonite causes random behavior? Because different kryptonites do different things. Which one causes random behavior? Which one? That would be.
Well, blue affects the Bizarros. Gold takes away their powers permanently. Purple, you just pulled out of thin air.
I do not.
That leaves red. Purple does exist as a kryptonite, but I don't accept it. That's not on my personal periodic table.
It was like, the purple exists in the DC Girls version. It was purple. By the way, I looked this up. Do you want to hear about all the various kryptonites?
Did you look on Wikipedia? If you did, then I wrote that. So I know all about them, yes.
Amber kryptonite, anti-kryptonite, artificial kryptonite, bizarro red kryptonite, bizarro white kryptonite, black kryptonite, blood kryptonite, blue kryptonite, gold kryptonite, green kryptonite, jewel kryptonite, crimson kryptonite, kryptonite X, cryptesium, magno kryptonite, opal kryptonite, orange kryptonite, periwinkle kryptonite, pink kryptonite, platinum kryptonite, purple kryptonite, purple spotted kryptonite, red green kryptonite, silver kryptonite, slow kryptonite, white kryptonite, yellow kryptonite. But Mark.
Yes.
For no additional points.
Oh, Jesus.
Are you familiar with chartreuse kryptonite?
My favorite.
I am, unless this is a Peter David invention, I don't know. No.
Nope, she's luring you in.
Something fishy about my question.
Yes.
Todd, tell him.
It's actually called a kryptonite chartreuse, and it's a fishing lure.
Yeah, it's a.
Because we were joking around when she read Periwinkle, and I said, "Is there a chartreuse version of kryptonite I don't know about?" And then we Googled that, and that's when we found out there's a fishing lure.
Yes, there is, and it's deadly to the fish. Just saying.
There you go. Yes, it affects only fish. Yes.
On the scale, it's kind of low, but you know.
Wow, Mom.
I'd say we were sorry, but we're not. Which of these isn't in the Batcave? Are bats in the Batcave? They are, actually. It's their Batcave. But what isn't in the Batcave? Mark, what isn't in the Batcave?
The answer would be B, Kandor. The bottled city of Kandor, a remnant of Krypton that was shrunk down by Brainiac before the planet exploded and is now resting in the Fortress of Solitude.
We hope. Now, settle an argument.
Mm-hmm.
I said, well, Todd thinks or thought that the penny, the big giant penny we always see, that's from Two-Face. But I say it comes from Joe Coyne.
Yes, it comes from the story called The Penny Plunderers, World's Finest, number 30. The date on the coin is 1937. We have decided over the years in aggregate, just that's what we've collectively decided.
Okay.
Also a trick question because Superman also has a T-Rex in his fortress.
Okay, but there's one in the, there's one.
No, yes, I'm saying,
in the back
also,
cave.
I said, also.
I don't remember the, okay.
Yeah, big giant battleship, giant T-Rex. I don't know
whether Lounger.
I don't know if they're shopping at the same store, and that's why. I don't know if it was a gift from Batman that, I don't know.
A fortress warming gift, that would be nice. That would be very,
Because, every secret hideaway needs a giant dinosaur, right?
Of course.
What do you give the man who has everything? An animatronic T-Rex.
I'd take one.
Yes, I know. Now, in your story, Penguin shows up because awesome. And Penguin gets help from soldiers from where? You know?
I do. While they all look like bad Scrabble racks, the answer would be C, Quard.
So why Quard? Is it just because it's fun to say?
It's because it's fun to say, and because I've never seen the Penguin and the Weaponers of Quard together in a panel, so why not?
Yeah.
And the Weaponers, they've got a lot of nice stuff there. My birthday's coming up. If you want to stop at Quard and get me some jewelry,
I've already bought you a T-Rex. What else do you want?
All right, I'll take the T-Rex. I've got a New York apartment. I've got plenty of space for it.
Yeah.
Sure. Well, if you get the yellow ring, you will, because then you can,
There you go. Now, in Gotham City, if you're not going to Arkham, you're going to jail. Which is the jail? Which is the penitentiary?
In Gotham.
In Gotham. Mark, do you know which one?
The answer would be A, Blackgate.
Yes. Now,
I'm very curious as to where you pulled the other three from.
Butcher Bay is from anyone? Chronicles of Riddick.
Okay.
Fox River is from anyone? Prison Break
TV show.
Okay.
And Oswald, come on.
It's from the
TV show called Oz.
Thank you.
With J.K. Simmons.
Cultural knowledge, yes.
Now, for no additional points, Blackgate was in which Batman movie? Bane used a Blackmobile to go
I'm going to go Batman Begins.
No. Close.
No.
It was very close. Dark Knight Rises. You are correct.
Yes. Okay.
But in that movie, Blackgate was sort of set in the city, sort of next to the city. Although usually it's off on its own island in Gotham Bay.
It probably should be. Yes.
Across the river.
Yeah.
Past
through the woods. It is New Jersey, after all. So, again, in your story, stuff's going on, and a superhero team comes to help. Which superhero team comes to help? Well,
the answer would be D, the Doom Patrol show up.
Yeah. Why couldn't the champions come? Were they busy?
They work for another company.
Oh, well. There's that.
Never stopped us before. Come on.
They can't cross state lines. Exactly. All-Star Squadron can't come because they were in the 1940s and they're dead now. Some of them, and the Dark Stars are a space crew, so they are millions of miles away. Luckily, the Doom Patrol was there to help save the day.
Yay!
And why the Doom Patrol? Because I've never seen Superman and Batman and the Doom Patrol in a story together. That's the only reason.
The Doom Patrol is one of my favorites.
Awesome.
I mean, the Doom Patrol for me is right up there with the League of the League of Substitute Superheroes. I love them so much. Doom Patrol was one of the first comics I ever read when I was a kid. I read reprints, people. And it was just a lot of fun. And, they are a group of misfits trying to exist in the world. And, because of their gifts, being treated poorly and suffering alienation and trauma. And if it sounds like the X-Men,
that was a really terrible summary of the Doom Patrol, but yes, that's essentially it. Yes.
Okay, you summarized the Doom Patrol.
Doom Patrol is 3 people, all at the height of their profession, all at the moment of glory. One was an aviator about to break new ground and speed. One was an actress about to make her big splash in the biggest role she's ever had. One was a race car driver who was about to win the Indy 500. All 3 of them suffered horrible cataclysmic accidents at the moment of that peak and were scarred or given different powers or somehow malformed. And Niles Calder brought them together. We'll be right back.
Hey, my next question is, who leads the Doom Patrol?
So sorry. I was working so hard.
It's all good because,
this is a freebie. Now.
This is a freebie. It's Niles Calder. But hey, for no additional points, how many of the alternates can you come up with?
I can name none of them.
Okay.
I can name one of them.
Okay.
Hanny Calder is a character that Raquel Welch played in a bad movie from the late 60s, early 70s? Late 60s.
Yeah, when basically, she's a homesteader and somebody comes and kills her husband and ruins her land, and then she grabs guns and goes after them.
Yeah, gets taught by Robert Culp and chased by Ricardo Montalban, and it's a weird movie.
Yeah. And Alex Calder is from a show called The Six, and Stolos Calder is an amalgamation. He's a bit of he's a sort of role-playing game anime character. I'm apparently badly summarizing it. Tell me how I did it wrong.
Can't do it. My knowledge extends only to DC Comics, and that is all I know. Ask me to name 38 states. Can't do it.
Only Mark, you do know there's 50 states, right?
What?
Mom,
they're picking on me.
It's close. I've been to 38 states. So,
yeah. Okay. So
the next question is not about states, is it?
No.
Okay.
No.
It's not.
Well, states of being.
State of mind.
In the comic, Superman thinks he sees Zod, Ursa, and
some lovely flat bread.
Yes. He goes to an Indian restaurant and he has naan. Or
the answer would actually be B, none. As anyone who has seen the Christopher Reeve movies knows, that's your holy trinity of evil: Zod, Ursa, and giant mute non.
Yeah.
So, according to comic book continuity, tell me if I'm wrong, Non was once a brilliant Kryptonian scientist.
Yep.
Who said, hey, this planet's blown up. Y'all, we got to go. He actually said, y'all, I saw it. And was
from the southern part of Krypton.
Yeah, southern Krypton.
South Krypton.
And yeah, where they really care a lot about football. And apparently he led a separatist movement and was lobotomized, as you do.
As one does, yes. Terrible fate befell him.
Yes, and Ursa was also created for the movie, but then retroactively added into the book. And hey, did I read that that Zod and Ursa got married?
That apparently is the case.
That's so sweet. Are
I
they
know.
registered
And
anywhere?
I'm
Did
so
you get
glad
them a
things
wedding
worked
present?
out for them. I'm so
I
happy.
know. They're such they seem a good fit for each other, don't you think?
I think they need a wedding present. I think perhaps a giant dinosaur might be in order.
Is that your go-to present?
That's my go-to present now.
Did they buy engagement rings from the sword masters acquired while they're at it?
There you go. You know, for the man who has an animatronic T-Rex.
Right.
There you go.
I buy them in bulk. That's my secret.
Are they all in your garage?
Oh, my garage. Dinosaurs are us. That's the place. Just dinosaurs. That's the.
What else do you need? I mean,
one shop stopping, just dinosaurs.
Just dinosaurs.
All right. There you go. Dinosaurs. Now, the reason why he started to see these three is he figures they should be where? I'm thinking they should be on the highway to the danger zone.
Yes. With Archer.
And now that song is running into your head. You're welcome. Mark, what's the answer?
The answer would be B, the Phantom Zone.
Yeah. So, hey, Mark, for no additional points, you love these ones. Do you know what a shadow zone is?
Is it a football term? I don't know. Sports ball? I don't know.
Sports ball. Okay, so yes, Transformers fans, in the Transformers universe, the shadow zone is an alternate dimension. But here on Earth,
because science,
we do science here. Here on Earth, a shadow zone is there's a seismic shadow in various parts of the Earth, so that seismographs cannot detect primary waves or secondary waves. Seismographs don't work. You know, the things that are like always looking for earthquakes, etc., and figuring out where the earthquakes are. There are shadow zones which are absolutely impenetrable to modern technology.
Well, as someone who lives in California, I can't tell you how happy that makes me and how peaceful that bit of news makes me.
I'm just saying something. What's going on? I'm
learning good things. I'm learning scary things. Negative zone, we all know from that other company across town. And the quantum zone
was from. Where do we pull that?
Well, look at me. I'm not from this part of town. I don't know.
Yeah, we pulled it from something else. I'm trying to remember what it was now.
The quantum zone's also from the other place. It's part of the quantum zone, the quantum realm.
Oh, that's right.
We didn't know we were going to have to quantify our question.
Quantify. Ba, ba, ba. Oh, hold for applause. All right.
Woo! There's no applause.
Yeah. We'll be holding for a while on that one, I think.
Mom, you need to come applaud.
All right. What do we got?
Okay. What we got is the world's finest book. It's a nice book. We liked it. It was solid.
Yes.
You know, and it was a lot of fun.
And it's gorgeous too, by the way. The artwork
is gorgeous.
I am lucky enough to be working with Dan Mora, who is a phenomenal artist, and Tamara Bonvillain, who is the colorist. She is terrific. I have no other aspirations than to just keep writing world's finest as long as they'll have me.
Nice. So thank you so much for being our guest and enjoying our humor.
Yes. So thank you for inviting me on.
Absolutely.
Mark Waid is going to be, I know you're doing a show between now and Baltimore, right?
I will be in Austin the weekend before Baltimore, and then I will be there in Baltimore.
Yay, in Baltimore. And what are you doing while you're in Baltimore?
Eating seafood and going to the convention. There's a big, I don't know if you heard, there's a big comics convention there every year.
I've heard a little bit about it.
Yeah.
Hey, Todd, is Mark doing anything else while he's in Baltimore?
Yeah, he's got a spotlight panel on Sunday.
Okay, news to me, but fine and dandy. I'll be there.
Or is it Saturday? It's Saturday, sorry. You and Robert Greenberg are going to sit down and talk about all the cool stuff you've done over the years.
Oh, Greenberg, great.
Yeah,
Greenberg,
yeah.
Awesome. Okay, great.
He voluntold you were going to be there.
Yes. Voluntold. I like the phrase, but that's the word I was looking for the other day. Yeah, voluntold. Yes, I like that.
You've been voluntold.
Yes,
show up.
I've been voluntold.
Okay.
We heard these cats.
So again, Mark Waid, he's best known for his DC titles, Flash, Superman, but also done some work for the other guys, Captain America, Fantastic Four, Daredevil.
Yeah.
Just keep going. I've hit them all at one point or another in the last
Black
40
Widow.
Yeah.
Champions.
Yep. Avengers.
There was that book you did with Mr. Kitson years ago too for that Gorilla.
Avengers 4. And there was I did an X-Men run early on, did some Deadpool. I've been around.
Legion of Substitute Superheroes.
I don't think I've ever written them, although no. But I admire your loyalty to Polar Boy and Night Girl and Chlorophyll Kid and Color Kid and Stone Boy.
You know.
He rocks.
Yeah. And Fire Lad. I didn't want to leave him out.
Yeah. Well, to keep going even when.
Well, I mean, Infectious Last, that's too late. That's Infectious Last. She's one of the newer ones as far as I'm concerned. My membership ends my classic Legion of Substitute Heroes ends at Color Kid.
Okay.
Who, by the way, was suggested by a reader named Mark Waid, but not me.
Aw, so you say.
There's some trivia for you.
No, I would take the credit if I could. Yes, there you go.
Hey, if you've won, your name's up on the board. Hopefully you gave your right email.
Yes.
And we'll be reaching out to you. First prize is 2 free passes to 2 free one-day passes to the Baltimore Comic-Con.
Yay.
So you can come on Saturday or Sunday and watch Mark with Greenberger doing a show.
Yeah, or us live.
Yes, we're doing a live. We always do a live show at Baltimore, and we will be putting out more details about that later.
Awesome. Is it as fun as this one?
Might even be more fun.
Okay.
Might even be more fun, depending on who shows up. You're not volunteering?
I'm being voluntold, I think, but yes.
All right. Thanks so much. Thanks so much.
Thanks,
and we'll see you. And above all,
read more comics, folks.
Okay.